Listen up, pumpkins. Habits are what define our behaviors, our confidence, and even our success. While it's common sense that we should cultivate good habits, well, a lot of us simply just don't. So let's dive into the 5 habits that you must stop right away. I feel like this one is going to be first on my list forever, and that is mindless scrolling and spending tons of hours on social media. I used to be the type of person that spends 12 plus hours a day on my phone. Let me tell you that ever since I got off my phone, I've gotten so much time to do things that actually matter. And you might be thinking that being on your phone affects just you, and that's not the case at all. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to talk to someone while they're on their phone? You're trying to tell them something important or something interesting and they're just staring at their damn screen. Listen, I used to be the person that is always on their phone, and now that I am on the flip side, let me tell you, it is so annoying to just see people constantly staring at their screen. Like, have a meal, have a normal conversation with someone without a screen for 2 seconds. I've even made a whole video on the topic, but let me tell you, the best ways to stop being on your screen constantly is to stop your notifications, turn off or delete completely all social media apps, and designate no phone zones for yourself. And with all of the time you're gonna get back from being on your phone, I can tell you that you can literally do so many things. If you're constantly complaining that you don't have time, well, congratulations, now you have all the time in the world. The number 2 habit that you must stop immediately is not caring properly for your diet and eating junk food. Listen, I've been the type of person that stress eats or eats just because they are bored. The consequences of doing that is that my weight constantly fluctuated, I always felt stressed, and more importantly, I always felt tired. I felt like I had less energy and my brain wasn't really capable of processing tasks like it does when you eat healthy. Let me tell you a simple trick that does wonders. If you want to prevent this, keep unhealthy snacks as far away as possible from you. Just don't buy them. It's that easy. I am the type of person that if I know there is an unhealthy snack in the drawer, I will not sleep until I eat it. And this is clearly very unhealthy. And let me tell you, in the morning, I never really appreciated it. So I want to encourage you to be mindful about what is really good for your body and focus on that. Also, pumpkin, drink more water, you're dehydrated. My number 3 for you is buying and accumulating junk that you really don't need. Aside from this being unnecessary spending, I feel like this is a habit because we're just simply bored. We don't need anything and we're like, what can I buy next? I am very guilty of this. I always want to buy something new, but I always think, is this something that I really need? 90% of the time, it is something that I really don't need and I end up giving up on it. This is an unhealthy habit because it keeps your space cluttered. Let me tell you, we cannot think clearly when the space around us is dirty, disgusting, and it's filled with stuff that we don't need. Also, if you're someone who likes to make things aesthetic, then maybe minimalism is something you should try. I did, and let me tell you that not having anything out of what I need is just simply so nice. And all of the influencers which are like, oh, you need like 15 molds for eyes. No, you really don't. Unless you really need it, unless it's something that you're going to be using regularly and that has actual use, then refrain from buying it. That is my advice. Okay, my number 4 is lack of clear planning and clear goals. This is a habit because a lot of us expect to not plan anything out and then that we will just wing it at last minute. And yes, this sometimes works. But let me put you in a scenario. You're at home and you want to go to the supermarket because you need to buy a few things. When you go to the supermarket without a list, what are the chances that you're gonna remember everything that you need to buy? Which is, first of all, rarely ever happens. And what are the chances that you're gonna buy unnecessary junk? Well, as when you have a list of everything that you need to buy, you don't really tend to deviate out of it. Or if you do, it's because it's something that you really want. I see that you love my example, so let me give you another one. Let's say that you want to lose weight. Well, if you don't plan out what your diet is going to be or what foods you can and cannot eat, and if you don't plan if you're gonna exercise or not, when you're going to exercise, you're most likely gonna end up giving up on it. You see, having a clear and set goal and having the things that you need to do planned out is much more likely to actually get you to do them. Don't rely on winging it. Have a schedule, have a plan, have a goal. Remember that things don't just happen by themselves. Yes, sometimes something occurs out of the blue. I've said this phrase before and I'm gonna say it again. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You have more chances of a coincidence or an opportunity falling down when you have a plan. Alright, I'm gonna move into one of the most important ones, so listen closely. Stop neglecting self-care. Self-care is all about you feeling your best. If you don't feel your best, you're not going to perform in the best way that you can. A lot of people think that self-care means being selfish, which is not the case at all. In fact, I think it is one of the roots of feeling good and performing well. This is one of the greatest forms of self-respect, and you neglecting it is a really poor habit that can set you down in the future. I have a whole video about it and I'm gonna leave it somewhere up here. As always, check it out, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you over there. Mwah!